All right, Gamma is about to kick off. Everyone on the Gamma Dream Team tuning in. How you doing, Hillary? Great to see you.
Doing
First
well.
off,
How are you, Darby?
I'm doing great. We just had a solid morning kicking off in our first workshop and sharing some cool GPTs. And yeah, just excited for learning a bit more about Gamma. We got about 50 something folks on with us live right now. We'll be having many more watching the replay. And seen some familiarity with Gamma already inside of the group, which is great, but also some people are going to be brand new to Gamma. And so let me just make sure we got all of your teammates up here.
Perfect.
Pull someone up that's not on your team, please let me know. I'm trying to make sure I have everybody. Or if you see someone that's on your team that's on, that isn't.
Yes, no worries. I think I saw Deho on already. Melissa's on. She's also part of the
Oh,
team.
there.
Yeah.
How's it going, Deho? I see you, Melissa. Well, that's an epic background if I've ever seen one. Right. And I imagine Grant may or may not be joining today. And then Allison was the other
Yes,
that
I
we
don't think
added in.
Allison's joining us today. She'll be participating at least one other session, but not today. I think
All
our
right.
core group is here.
Fantastic. Perfect timing. We're right here at the top of the hour, kicking things off with our first Gamma Lab session interactive workshop where you guys have access to the team that is actively behind and building Gamma. Gamma is just a fantastic tool that, like, as I've shared, we've created our website with it for the summit. We've created all the demos that you've seen for the presentations. We're all built in Gamma today. And Stacy in some comments already, Gamma just blows my mind. It's amazing. So I'd love for just a show of hands from those that are here, or a Y or an N, yes or a no, in the comments. Are you using Gamma? Yes. Are you not using Gamma? No. Or are you just here to get an idea about what this tool can do? Maybe you've seen it, but you're not quite sure. Got a few yeses. Got a few never used Gamma. That's great. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a mixed crowd of who's using it or not. But I would love to put the ball over to Team Gamma. Got the Gamma Power water bottles, and yeah, you guys. Okay, I think Gamma wins it for the best backgrounds in history. We got Thor, or not Thor, Thanos on the with the cool backgrounds right now. And yeah, like, why don't you guys just give us a rundown of what is Gamma in the first place for those of us that don't know, a little bit about your story, and then what maybe some of the cool use cases that you find with Gamma. But I would love to hear people that are here on as well. If you have any questions exactly, specifically about Gamma might be used, what you are curious about using after listening to Hillary and her team share a bit more. We can keep this open from there. The structure of these sessions is going to be open question workshop and planning demos, as I can see as well. So we'll have some demos for how to use the tools. You guys can take that away and immediately see how it's used, but also hear more about features. And I know a lot of us feel like we've only scratched the surface with Gamma. And Hillary, why don't you go ahead and take it away? You should be able to share your screen that front. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Darby. Really appreciate that introduction. I figure we could kick off with introductions of the team that you see here today, the folks that will be doing the demoing and chatting through everything. So I'm Hillary. I'm the head of customer experience here at Gamma, and I've been with Gamma for nearly a year at this point. So I do a lot of work with community, with customer experience and customer support, and I do a lot of the documentation, like external documentation as well. So super excited to be here and MC and chat through and help answer questions. I will popcorn it over to Deho, who will be moderating for us today.
Hi everyone, my name is Aho. I'm going to be here more in the shadows, just helping with moderating, watching the chat for questions and things of that nature. And I might be sharing some links to polls as the presentation goes on. But nice to meet you.
And then we have Melissa with us, our seamstress.
Seamstress TH, yeah, not seamstress. So I'm Melissa. I'm a designer at Gamma. I've been with Gamma for 2 years now, and I'm known as the Gamma Girl because I'm Gamma's number one fan. I absolutely love the product we built, and I'm excited to show you all some of the tips and tricks or how you can build things in Gamma and have fun with it because it's a fun tool and slides and websites don't need to be boring. So I'm here to help you make things visual. I worked mostly on themes, hence the Themestress title in Gamma, and themes are, we'll take a look. Well, they're basically how you can make it branded, make it your style. So the colors, the fonts, the imagery. And I worked on something called smart layouts, which are lines and visual ways, data visualization. How can you present ideas in ways that are visual instead of just writing blocks of text so that we keep people engaged because everybody's attention span dropped recently in the world. So happy to be here and so excited to show you around.
Thank you, team. Awesome. So Melissa will be primarily sharing her screen throughout this. I'll be voiceovering. We met a few times before this to plot out what we wanted to do. And so we're going to role play a little bit just for the purposes of the demo and hopefully get some audience participation as well. But what we'll do is walk through the basics of using Gamma. I know that this is a single track summit, and so we wanted to give you something new each day and not just regurgitate the same presentation 3 times. So today we're going to be focusing on building a deck, and then tomorrow we'll be focusing on building a website. And then we have something very special for you on Thursday. You don't want to miss it. I will tease that. But for our idea today for building a pitch deck, Melissa and I are friends, and we both love roller skating very much. And this is true in real life too. And so we want to build a pitch deck to present an idea, maybe to some investors. We want to start our own roller skating rink. We think that'd be awesome. That'd be a great way to have some income coming our way and also have a lot of fun. Roller rinks are great. So, first audience poll. Deho will kick this off for us. Give us a roller skating rink name. If you look in the chat, you can see he included a link to Slido where you can give us your idea for the best name. We're going to use this to generate our pitch deck. And yes, Joe, always wood floors.
You can also just scan this QR code, just the Slido QR code, in case you want to access it through your phone. And just while you're voting, to give you an idea on what Gamma is, this tool that leverages AI, but it's not only AI, where you can create mostly any content you want. People have used it for documents, for presentations, for websites, and we're also expanding it to social media and carousels and everything else. So the goal is we want to give you a place where it's one spot, you can create everything, no decision fatigue. We limit the amount of options you can make and hopefully give you great designs out of it.
You have a couple names coming through in the chat. It must be wood floors, Rolla Girl, Ring City, Rollers Are Us.
Let me see. I don't know what I did to my Zoom controls. Let me try to zoom.
Oh, there's a Groove and Glide. I like that one. I like Groove and Glide. Do we want to go with that one, Melissa? Is that one speaking to you?
Let's do Groove and Glide. Okay, I like that. This is Gamma's dashboard. I have a lot of presentations already, hence why it looks very filled. But in Gamma, you can start from blank if you just want to jam on your own pace, or you can start with AI, which is what we're going to do today because we can make this easy to do. And when you start with AI, you can paste in text. So let's say we already had notes about what we want to do. We can paste that and it can turn it into consumable content. You can import a URL if you have a website or some files. But today we're going to focus more on the generate part, where you can put one line prompt and we're going to get something out of it. So we're going to click here. I'm going to start with a presentation. I'm going to say I want 10 cards. I'm going with the traditional 16:9 size. You can choose your languages. So we're going to do this in English. And we're just going to describe what we want to make. So we want a pitch deck for a roller skating rink called Groove and Glide. Correct?
That's the one. Yes.
All right. So let's see. Gamma now is going to generate an outline for us. And you can regenerate this outline. If you don't like it, you can also add and modify the way you want. So it's telling me card 1 is going to just do intro, then about Groove and Glide. What's our mission and vision? What's the market opportunity? Our USP, facility, amenities, competitive landscape, go-to-market strategy, financial projections, and the ask and closing remarks. I want to add one more card, which is meet the team, because
I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
that would be fun. And you can also do sub-bullets, so you can say Hillary and Melissa and Deho. Why not? And I'll move that maybe to have it here. So you can rearrange your outline the way you want. Once we scroll here, there's settings. So we can say we want brief text, medium text, detailed text, more text in it. How wordy do you want this to be? You can choose your image source. I'm going to go with AI images for now. You can choose web images. We pull things from Google and Bing, but I love AI images. You can also describe your image style. So let's say you want everything to be black and white, or you want the green tint to everything. Here's where you do that. And you can choose your image model. Gamma has multiple image models. These are third-party apps, Google's Imagen, Flux Pro, Playground, DALI, which is very fun because you get to access multiple AI image models in one app. Now, if you want to get more detailed, you can go to advanced mode. And in advanced mode, you can specify the tone. Who are you writing for? So I'm writing for potential investors. And you can say the tone, you want it professional. Do you want it maybe funny or fun, or playful, but professional? You can just control, again, tone, preserve, all of that. So what we're going to do is click continue. And on this screen, you get to pick a theme. So Gamma already has around 80 pre-built themes. And later on, we can see how you can customize your own theme, put your own colors, your own fonts. And themes are basically a combination of colors, fonts, and imagery sometimes. So if I click through these, you can see how much this mood changes.
So this is a good segue into our next poll for the folks that are on the call. Should we go with a light theme or a dark theme for this roller rink pitch deck? Deho dropped another Slido link in the chat. Let us know. You can also leave a comment. So far, light theme is winning at 100%. So let's see if anyone dissents and then we'll move on.
Okay, light theme. I like Prism. I feel like this is very roller skatey and colorful. We do have professional looking themes if you want it to be more toned down. You're like, hey, let's just bring it down a notch, calm it down. Doesn't have to be colorful, but also if you want just engaging and colorful and fun, there's also that option. Yeah.
Light is winning by about 60% to 40% right now, but we do have some votes for dark in the chat as well. So we're pretty close. Oh, we're 50-50.
Oh, okay.
All right, we'll give it another 20 seconds. Oh, dark took the lead. All right, let's go with dark.
Let's go with dark theme. All right, let's see. I will pick, this is one that I really like. It's Gamma Dark.
Yeah.
How colorful this is. So maybe we can go with, let's generate.
Roller rinks are pretty colorful places usually. So
yeah.
I feel like this fits our pitch deck.
And you can always change the theme later. If you don't like this, you're like, you know what? I changed my mind. I want it to be light. We can do that. So now Gamma's basically building the deck for us. And you can see, you can scroll through it. It also already generated some imagery. Groove and glide, our mission and vision. Oh, I like this. I want the roller rink to look like this. I don't look like this, but I can't blame AI. So AI thinks this is how Hillary close, at least she's blonde. And hey, we're already wearing branded shirts in it. That's pretty cool.
Getting some swag ideas along the way. I appreciate that.
Wow, I like this vibe because it's giving me, I think this would be our Instagram feed if we had one. Also generated a few charts, estimated annual and year one revenue forecast. We need apparently 5 million. So what we always say is AI is supposed to help you get started, get over that blank slate, that just empty screen that intimidates everyone. But you're supposed to go through all of this and tweak it and add things to it, and we'll see how we can do that. All right.
I'm looking at these cards that it generated. I don't know. I know that it gave you a chart for the financial outlook, but it really didn't give you a market analysis, did it? That's not really a market analysis. Do you think we could add a card for that?
Totally. All right. So you can add your own card. There are multiple ways to do it. You can add a blank card if you want to write whatever you want, whatever. Or instead, you can add a card with AI, or you can add cards with templates. But I like the add a card with AI, and let's say add a card about market analysis. And I'm gonna just keep it as magic and see what that gives me. All right, booming roller skater industry. It's very text heavy, so maybe I want to say try again. I want to try a different layout. All right. I like having images in my slides. So let's see. Okay. I don't hate this. I like this. What do you think, Hillary?
I think it looks pretty good. There's obviously those charts don't mean anything. They're just AI generated charts, but the competitive landscape picture looks pretty good. Although it looks like one woman might be falling.
Let's see. This is true. This is what happens.
This is
roller skating.
Very nice. All right. I like this.
We had a quick question. Can you localize the market analysis to where the rink would be located?
Yeah, we could absolutely edit that prompt to include our location and more information. I think Melissa gave it a pretty broad prompt there.
Yeah, you can add things. So I'm gonna do, let's say, add a card about market analysis in the Bay Area, California. This is where we're located. So let's try that.
And something to note about this is AI is not going to give you sources at this time. So you're not able to actually, I recommend doing a little research and not just going with what AI gives you as far as the text or facts, but often it comes pretty close.
Again, we asked it to do it in a condensed way. You can do more. One other thing that people do actually is a lot of our users use ChatGPT because then you can control and have a full chat. So you'd have a chat with ChatGPT, ask for specific details, and then bring it into Gamma, paste it in, and let Gamma generate a deck for you. So that's also another way you can handle that. But
Yeah.
it's giving me fun stuff. I'm not reading everything right now, but the goal of this is just to show high level how this works. Okay.
In Gamma, we, unlike PowerPoint, similar to PowerPoint, but not like PowerPoint, we use a building block called cards. So that's why we keep referring to these slides as cards. That is what we call them here at Gamma. And so I think Melissa's demonstrated a couple times. You can choose layouts yourself. You can do it from the card styling or from the card menu, but you can also do it from the insert menu on the right-hand side. So it's a little low profile, but Melissa, you want to run us through this super quick?
Yeah. So for you to add things to Gamma, we try to do things as quick as possible for people. So you can add the card from here. My favorite thing, you can insert elements from the insert menu. So you can actually add a card template from here if you want just something, you want text on the left, on the right, image on the left, or maybe you want something that has 4 columns in it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. You can also add just a blank card if you want to. There are other elements we have here. You want to add maybe icons with text, or you want to add image with text layout. And then you get this placeholder which has images. You can generate an image. You can pick some of the images we already generated, title, description, whatever you want. And what's cool about these is you can also easily scale things. You don't need to pixel fuss. You don't need to move things around one by one. You're like, maybe I want this circular, or I want all of these to be portrait. Why not? We just do one click and you can change all of these things. The other way to add components or blocks in Gamma, other than the insert menu, is the slash is my favorite. It's like search. So I can slash timeline and just do timeline layout. And now we have a timeline here. Step 1, step 2, 3. And if you type through, this is a bonus. If you type plus in Gamma, it actually autofills what should be here. Let's see.
And then Mel,
It's
while
going to
that's
do that. Oh, go ahead, Deho.
quick question. Mel, have you ever encountered a card limit, or is there a card limit? Can you add as many cards as you want?
I don't think we have a card limit. I haven't encountered it, and I made decks above 100 cards because I talk a lot, but I haven't encountered it specifically. We can
That's what I
probably
wanted to ask you.
There is a limit at the initial generation. So depending if you're on a plus plan or a pro plan, you will have an initial card limit just to get started. So right where Melissa's pointing, where it says 8 cards, if you are on a plus plan, that goes up to 15. And if you're on our pro, it goes up to 30. But that's just for the initial. As she's been demonstrating afterwards, you can add more cards with AI after the fact or add them manually. It's just that initial getting started.
And you can see here on the left, we have the film strip, which if you prefer it to be a list view, some people just consume things in text format. You can turn it into a list view, or you can keep it a film strip and you can see all of them. And this easily, I can click shift, select multiple and delete them. I can move things around, rearrange my cards easily. But yeah, the initial generation is limited based on your plan. But once you do create it, you can add as many as you want.
Awesome. Why don't we go through the nested cards and toggles too? Speaking of, I often use footnotes when I have to go look up a source for something that that AI generated for me. And I like to use footnotes to put that information in.
Lovely. So one thing about Gamma is I prefer to share Gamma as a link, and because people can consume it on their phone, on their desktops. but also it's interactive. So let's say you have a lot of text here. I'm going to actually add to it. I'm going to do plus to let it just keep talking. And then let's say I want to hide all of this. I'm like, cool, this is so much text. Let's hide it. People can click on demand. So one thing we can do is /toggle, and you can put the title here, and you can write whatever you want inside of it. So I'm just going to paste this. And now this is collapsible. And when people click on it, they're going to learn more. Usually I use this and do learn more on websites, for example, or even in presentations. I'm like, oh, here are the resources if you want to learn more. You can also just select them and click convert to toggle, and it automatically gets nested in a toggle. The other way for you to hide info is called footnotes. So if I say I want to add more info about this, give more explanation about theme nights, I can select this text, click create footnote, and just type in whatever I want to type here. You can add images, you can add tables, and you can add text. So people, when they come here, they can click on this and learn more. Basically, it's a little pop-up. And then the third way to hide info is called nested cards. And again, you can access that by typing nested card, and you can paste your content in it, or you can select this text and again, click convert to nested card. And now what happens is when you collapse this, it's this disclosure thing. You can decide to show preview or hide preview. So usually we have a title here. Let's do title of my card. And now you see this, you can hide preview. So it tells people just view more, and people would click on this, learn more. One more way to do it is, let's say our mission and vision, you don't want it to be a separate slide. You can drag it inside of another card. And now our mission and vision is also a nested card. So these are 3 fun ways for you to make your presentations less wordy and just give on-demand information for people consuming it.
Mel, there was a question about like a universal bottom section for branding. I don't think we have a universal footer, but would it be worthwhile just to show the logo where you can
Correct.
add a logo?
Yeah, so in Gamma, when we go to the themes, so let's say I want to customize this theme, and I'll go to the logo section, and let's do logo adventures. So I'm uploading right now the Gamma theme, that's Gamma logo, best theme, and I'm gonna save it. So what happens is the logo, if people are consuming your presentation fully in a scrollable manner, because you could send it to them like this and they just scroll through it as if you're reading an article, they'll see the logo in the bottom. If you go in present mode, or if you export your presentation into PDF, PowerPoint, the logo will show up in the top right corner, as you can see here, and it's going to be automatically on every slide. In terms of footers and headers and writing things like confidentiality and so on, we don't support that at the moment. However, there is a hack. What I do usually is I type /columns, I insert a column, and then I would put the logo in one and say confidentiality agreement, I don't know, 2024. And then what I would do is I just select this one, Command C, copy it, and just paste it on other cards. And now it shows up on every card. It is not ideal, but it is a hack that people have been using recently, and you can add here other things. One fun thing I wanted to show, I noticed I do it a lot, but we don't usually highlight it. So for you to change this font, in Gamma, we don't let you choose your font size, and we do that because we want to encourage you not to have very different slides, because sometimes in one slide deck you see this being a size 100, and that on another slide it's size 20, and it just becomes less cohesive in terms of design. So we do have preset sizes from small, medium, large to headings and monster, which I love this one. It's called monster font. And what you can do to quickly change between that, so this is an H1, which you're like, oh, I want this to be smaller. You can type more hashtags, and now this becomes smaller. It's an H3 now. So the H3 is 3 pounds, H4 is 4 pounds, H2, 2 pounds. Maybe you just want it to be a medium size, normal text. You can do /medium, and then it turns it into that. Or maybe you just want it to be, I want it to be a monster, so I'm gonna scream. And now it's this big. I love this because it's just it helps me to quickly change sizes without me having to do this every time and select in each menu what to do.
Fabulous. We don't have any other questions coming in the chat, but we're almost halfway through. Just want to remind folks, please continue to put questions in and we'll address them in real time. But Melissa, why don't we go through page setup super quick?
Ooh, okay, good one. All right, so right now you notice that most cards are a 16 by 9. Some of them are not. So if you check in this card, you see this dotted line. So Gamma, we were trying to reinvent how people present. We don't think ideas should be confined in a 16 by 9 slide. You have big ideas, you should talk about them. So Gamma's concept in the cards is the more you type, the longer this card is gonna get, and it's no longer the typical 16 by 9 card. And you do have here a dotted line that tells you anything below this line is now more than 16 by 9, mostly because I specified I want 16 by 9. Now, what we can do, how we can change these, you go to page setup. Right now it says traditional 16 by 9 presentation. Maybe you want it to be instead, you can make it fluid. So if you do it fluid, and you'll notice here, let me show you an example of a fluid card. All right. So fluid, it gives you no minimum height. So your card could be as small as this. When you go in present mode, it's still gonna scale up to take your full screen. We do some magic there to still make it look like it fits in a 16 by 9. But if I don't do fluid, so if I go back to my 16 by 9, this card now has a minimum height of a 16 by 9. You can also choose to be social media. So maybe you want it to be square because you want to do carousels. And with carousels, we would recommend you scale everything up to a large size. So usually it's this size, we make everything big. So we try to do some magic here and there and make it easier for you to do that. One more thing I'll showcase is I'm going to go back to my traditional, or actually fluid is fine. We have here automatic animations turned on. Those are for present mode and for websites. So we automatically just do this small fade in to make it look cool. You can turn those off, but we also have something called show card backdrops. So sometimes people like to put interesting images in the back, and they can do that in the theme, or they can upload that in the background. So let's say I'm gonna put, I don't know, this image in the back, and I want it to show. So I go in present mode. Since I have my background turned on, you see those on the border. So every card you go through, you can see the background behind it, and it just gives it a little bit more funkiness. Again, the cards right now look, some of them look small, some of them look tall because I do fluid. And if I go back and do traditional, I'm capping the sizes. They're all gonna be within that 16 by 9 above. And if we turn off the page, the card backdrops, and we go present mode again, now it's full screen. You don't see a border with the background behind it. You do see the background showing here because this theme is a glassy theme. So we show you what's behind the cards, but other themes don't show this. And here's another example of us changing the theme because we know some of you wanted a lighter one. So if we go with, oops, sorry, let me go to my standard themes and what is happening here? Let's do Prism. Let's move my background. So it was one click, you could change themes easily. So this is a lighter Prism theme. Here's a night sky theme, Bonan Hail. So one click changes all of the vibe of your presentation. You don't need to worry about manually fixing everything. Let's go back to our Gamma Dark.
That's still a very beautiful theme. So we have a request to cover walking through presenter mode and animations and speaker notes, which I know we have planned for this presentation. Do you want to do that first, or do you want to cover like changing the AI images, especially maybe if you change the theme and you want to change those images to match?
Yeah, let's change the AI images and then jump into present mode. So you see these images and you're like, one thing I want to mention, so in the card menu, we also try to make it easy for you not to move things around. So here easy, you're like, I want the image to be on the right. You know what? I want it on the left. Or maybe I want it in the background of my card and I'm gonna make it clear. So I wouldn't recommend this because it's hard to read, but it would be faded. So this is like a quick way for you to just move things around. Also, you can, if you have an image that's bigger than this area, which again, we can make it a square, or we can make it much thinner because you just want to show a little element here. Or you can fit this image so that you see the whole thing and we automatically blur what's behind it so that it just looks good. This would work well if you have product pictures. The other way for you to put images as well, if you don't want to use card layout, is to use the columns again, because columns are free floating. So I can type stuff here and I can do slash image. You can upload an image. You can search the web. I don't know why it defaulted to violin, but why not? And then you can have this floating image. And then here you can, again, let's do, I don't know what it's gonna hallucinate here, but cool. It still talked about my roller rink. But so that's like another way to do it. And as you notice here, I used web search images. You can use AI images. When you go to the AI images, you'll see all of the images you already created in this gamma, but you can also see all of the images you created in other gammas that you have across your product. And you notice here, I have made some other stuff for other presentations. And it's easy. You just click here and you choose what image you want and it changes. So let's try it again for just to show it quickly. And you can change the style. So here you write what you want in the image. So here we had the retro style roller skating rink. The theme here is gamma dark. So it tried to follow purple, oranges, and yellows to match my theme. So here is the description it provided, but you can describe something else. You can say, I want it to be black and white and a line drawing. You can also pick some of the pre-made settings. So you want claymation or pixel art. So let's see if we generate a pixel art, how well will this do? Every time I click generate on AI, I'm like, what am I gonna get? So here are some examples, not as pixely. So what if we try another model? Would the other models be better at this? So that's how usually I would design something like, okay, I don't like this. What else can I do to try to get it to match even more? Some models are slower than others, and we do mention that in the description. And some models are only available for pro users. So if you get a pro subscription, you would get that. All right, I like this. This is giving me more pixel art. I'm gonna actually remove the fit and you can see it's pixelated. So just try around different models, see which ones you like. You can zoom in to see the image. You can download the image if you want to just put it somewhere else. And yeah, you can upvote, give us some feedback. For
Really quickly, will
Yeah.
you, because Dale is answering a question in the chat right now about web images. Can you just show the different options that you have for web images? For example, free to
Totally.
use.
Yeah. So here we have different options we can use. We'll start from the top, image upload. That's pretty normal. You can upload your own images, own photos. Web search, which web image search. So I'm gonna do roller skate. And these pull from Google Bing. You can look for free to use, free for commercial, or free to use commercially. And you can just see any images and I can just click on this and now we're getting this. These are really nice skates.
They're really pretty.
The other option is AI images, as we saw. There's Unsplash. Unsplash is a service. If you go on unsplash.com, there's stock images that are free to use for anyone, so you won't get any copyright issues. And again, it already saved my roller skate query, but these are images you can use freely. There's Giphy. I love putting GIFs in my presentations because they're entertaining. There's a crocodile skating, why not? And there's pictographic illustrations, which is not turned on to everyone yet, but this is something we're exploring with illustrations. And you also have accent images. So certain themes come with accent images. These are images that we manually created for you guys to be like a place. So you're like, oh, I want to put something here. I feel like the slide is empty. What can I put? This deck, for example, this theme, for example, I created a bunch of these beautiful purple orange vibes that you can just use to fill the space. Alternatively, of course, you can just say, I want a solid color. And the way you would use this is you would use something like this, maybe make it small so it gives a little art or for your slide.
We have a question in the chat as well. Can you add a voiceover and or a music track?
Voiceover or music track? Good question. These are on our to-do list. We are a very small team. We recently reached a 25 people team. We were 12 for the past 2 years. So we are scaling and trying to do more. It is on the list. Right now, no. If someone is accessing the presentation, there's no automatic playing of music. However, we do have song or music or audio nodes or blocks you can do. So if I do /Spotify, for example, or /SoundCloud, wherever, if you do URL, you can add your own URL audio. And then you just paste the link here and then you get to hear it. So I'm gonna show you another presentation where let me just see how I can share my audio. So I went to LA with Gamma because we were working on a project, and I did a presentation that is very colorful and very pixelated, and that was on purpose because I went to Nintendo World and Mario and all of that, and I wanted just colorful things. But I want to show an example of audio. So you can embed these audios, and the way I did them is I did /Spotify or /URL. And when you do that, we ask you to just put the link to whatever audio sound you want or video if you have, and then we convert it into a playable thing. And when people access your presentation, they just click play. I don't know if you guys could hear the music.
Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
loud.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
We're awake. We're awake.
You can definitely put some music and videos for people to play directly in your presentation or your website or your Gamma in general.
So going back to our pitch deck, one of our investors is actually French. So I need to be able to give them this information, but in French.
Cool.
How do you
Okay.
suggest we do that?
Yeah, so in Gamma, you can translate card by card. So we have here an edit with AI. The sparkles are the symbol for AI these days, but you can say translate this card specifically, or if you access edit all cards with AI, you can say translate my whole presentation. Another way to do it, you can just rebuild the presentation and select French. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate this presentation. I'm gonna say duplicate this Gamma, create a copy of it because I don't want to edit my first one. And then I'm gonna say translate to French. Where's the French? All right, and we'll do translate, and we'll wait for this to make some magic. All right, so here, as you can see, if any of you speak French, it also told me it translated 15 cards. Do I want to accept all the changes? Maybe you don't like here, you don't like it here, so you just want to keep the original. Maybe you want to keep it translated. And you can just go, you can redo all of them, try the other. So all of this now is in French, and you can share it with our French investor. So we can get more money for our roller skate rink.
Fabulous. And just to call out too, the edit all cards with AI function, which is in the top upper right corner, that is really only available for pro users right now. So if you are a free or plus user, you're not going to see this option, but you can still translate card by card.
And if you guys wait till the end of the presentation, we will share promo code for this group specifically for you guys to get Gamma Pro for 3 months. So you can try out all the good stuff.
Just doing a chime check here. We have about 20 minutes, so we're doing really well on time. Let's go through sharing and maybe even exporting and presenting our awesome pitch deck.
Awesome. All right. So you're happy with your pitch deck. There are multiple ways to present it. I'm going to talk about the most obvious one, which you go here and you want to present it. Someone asked about presenter notes. You can add notes here. So we do.
How did you get there? What did you click? Sorry.
Yeah, there's here this little icon on each card. There's this icon here called add notes. And you can click on that, add the notes you want. Hey there. And you can also ask AI to generate notes for you, because help me generate notes from this card, and it will do that. And then you can just go card by card, add the notes you want. And when you're presenting, we do have presenter note, presenter view, which I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. Can you see both windows?
We can, yeah.
Awesome. And you have a timer here, so you can start the timer to keep track, and then you can click here to go card by card with the notes you have. The other cool thing is while you're in present mode, you can also edit your notes. You're like, cool, I want to add a note here. Here, save it, and now that note is added on your card. So if you go back to that card, you'll see it here. If we exit, we will also see it here. So your notes are there, very easy to do. So that's one way to do it. When you want to present Gamma or share a Gamma, there are multiple ways to do that. One is the typical present. You can also share a follow link for people. So if I share this follow link with you guys, let's see if we can do that in our chat, and I click present, you should be able to follow me. So if you guys clicked on that link,
I'll follow you.
Awesome. And it says Hillary D started following you. So if you're logged in, Deho is following me. Original Mongoose and Jerry, some names are for anonymous because people are not logged in. Lovely Kiwi, for example. But whoever is logged in, we can see their name. If they're not logged in, we're going to see them as anonymous, funky names that we came up with. But what happens is as I'm scrolling through this, whoever is following me is automatically going with me into each of these cards so that you're always keeping track of what I'm talking about. So that's one way to do it. The other thing I wanted to mention is we automatically zoom content. So if sometimes you have a lot of content on a certain slide and it doesn't look like it fits, we automatically zoom it out a little bit so that everything just fits within that 16:9. You can control your zoom level. And then the other really cool thing that I like is if you do right click, edit this card while you're in the middle of a presentation, you're like, oops, I made a typo, so let me fix this. And then you just fix it here and you continue your presentation. You don't need to exit, go back to the editor, change things, then go and present it. And one more thing to mention, sometimes people are like, but I don't want people to see everything at once. I want to go one by one. So if you click S or turn on spotlight mode, what you can do, we automatically do it like a teleprompter. So if you use your arrows, you're going to go one by one from each card and just focus on each block. So I can do learn more, open it up, talk about that toggle, title of my card, open it up, talk about that. So you don't have to manually put animations for everything like we do in PowerPoint. So that is spotlight mode. What else did I want to show? There was also, if you hover here, there's keyboard shortcuts. It just explains these things, what to do. And then sometimes you can see here in the bottom, there's the bar progress bar, so you can tell how many cards are left. But also you're like here and somebody asks you a question about the first card. Instead of you manually going back, if you click R, it just restarts, R for restart, and it restarts you to the first intro slide. Just small little tweaks we do to help you guys save time. So that's for presenting the normal way. Now, other ways to share your Gamma is if you click share, you can share a link, so you can invite people via email, or you can share a view-only link or an edit link. So if I share a view-only link, and I'll send it to you guys to access as well, people will land on it as an article, a very beautiful article, but it looks like an article where they can scroll through it. I'll send that link as well in our Zoom chat. Let me close this. You can require a password to view. So if I turn this on, you guys won't have access to this unless I give you the password. So then you land on it. You have to put a password in order to see my content. You can also share links to comment or edit. People will have to sign up to Gamma in order to comment, so you know who's commenting. But people can easily just comment on certain areas, be like, fix this, change that. And there's also a very fun one here, which is analytics. And in analytics, it can tell you who viewed your deck, where did they spend the most time on. If the person is logged in, like Mumtaz or Kim, I could see their name and how they logged in. But if it's an anonymous viewer, someone who's not logged into Gamma, it's going to show up as anonymous viewer. But what I like about this is you can look at card engagement and you can tell where people spend the most time. So most of them spent on About, Groove, and Glide, where they just skip these. So maybe these are cards you want to put more energy in, or maybe your investors are really interested in your competitive landscape and you want to focus more on that slide. Now, if we go back to the sharing again, so analytics, you can access it from the sharing model, or you can access it from here, this drop down at the top, analytics. One more thing you can do with sharing is export it. Some of our investors could be not very happy with clicking on links or don't just love their PowerPoint and PDFs. So what you can do is you can export this to a PDF, or you can export this to a PowerPoint, or you can export it as PNGs if you're exporting it for social media. And because certain themes use fonts that you might not have on your computer, Gamma is going to tell you for fonts to display correctly in your PowerPoint, you're going to need to download these fonts. Most of the fonts we use in our themes are free, all of them actually, so you guys can have access to them. So if I click on enter, it's a Google font. You just download it, install it on your computer, and it shows up normally in your PowerPoint. So I downloaded these. Let's take a look at how the PDF looks like. This is the PDF. It has the title, imagery. This card was very long and it had nested cards and toggles, if you guys remember. We expand everything because in PDFs you can't click to expand. That's why I always encourage people, you share the link because it's fun for people to click and choose what they want to look at versus sending something static. But PDFs, people like them, people want to print, you can use that. And again, as PNGs, let's see the PNG one, it exported them all as one image. Each one is an image that you can upload, share it with someone, and see it. All right. There is one more way to share this. You can publish it as a website, and we'll cover that tomorrow because today the session is almost done. But we'll talk about how you can turn this into a website or have your own website in Gamma as well. Any questions, Hillary, or any
Yeah, there's
thoughts?
some interesting ones that just came in. One is, can you build lead magnets inside of Gamma? And related, is there a way to publish it live but have a lead capture, i.e., enter name and email to view either the entire deck or on a certain page?
Yeah, so we are building a lot of these functionalities natively. We're also building multi-page, so you can actually have in your presentation even multiple pages, so you can maybe keep track of your version history. For now, the best way to do it is if you do /forms, or if you go here to our forms and buttons, you can actually integrate an existing form and people can fill it out. Actually, AI Summit, what was the website?
I can drop it in the chat.
Yeah, if you can give me, because I didn't memorize the website. Scale with AI. No, not this one. Sorry. There you go.
ScalewithaiSummit.com. Yep.
So this was actually built in Gamma. Thanks, Darby and team, for building this. And if you notice, they actually did put a register form, and how they did it was an embed, and you can just put your register and it would support that. They also, I really like this one. They did custom GPT.ai where you can click on it, ask me anything, type a question, and it would answer it. So something that I didn't cover is Gamma does support embeds, which is very helpful. So if you have any link you want to put, so let's say I have the link, I'm going to actually use the register link here. Let's show you guys how to do that.
I did find the workaround with the email opt-in specifically was I had to put the embed on our own website and then embed that web page into Gamma. I didn't have a way to take my email embed form and put that specifically into Gamma, which would be a really cool feature to have.
Yeah, we are working on building forms where people can subscribe to your website or submit a contact us form. For now, people are just using embeds from other tools. Anything you can think of in Gamma, you can probably embed it any other link. So if I paste this, usually embeds show up like this, which is a link that you can click on it to open a new tab. But you can say, I want this link to display as an embed so people can see it right in front of you. Or you can say, I just want it to be a button. And you can just say, rename this button. When people click on it, it's going to go to that thing. So you can control all of these, even images when you do put them in Gamma. So let's just use this image again. You have this image. And you can choose when people click on it, does it expand, does it do nothing, or does it open a link in a new tab? Because then I could paste this. And what happens is, let me share this again as a view only. New incognito. So if people click on this image now, it's gonna open the registration because I told it, hey, when someone clicks on this image, it opens in a new tab. And if you click on the form, it's also gonna do that. So you can basically embed anything in Gamma, even Figmas, Google Sheets, Google Slides. You can check out all of the embeds here, the things you can do, and they're pretty fun. Even your Calendly.
Thank you for taking us through that. I think we've answered all the questions that have come in so far, but we only have a few minutes left, so I don't think that we really have time to demo much else. Are there other questions that folks want to ask either live or in the chat?
I may have missed if you shared if it was something that's coming or not, but having the ability to add like a chat widget to the site, is there a way to do that? I guess we're not on the website part of it yet, but like a little chat widget similar to the GPT, like on a presentation that you're sending to people?
Yeah, so right now we don't support editing or embedding HTML into the site, the Gamma site or the Gamma doc.
Got it.
I don't know if this is on the roadmap yet, but I know it's an often requested feature. Mel, do you have any insight if it's on the roadmap? I don't.
Yeah, I don't think it's on the roadmap for any time soon. I don't know if there's a workaround, maybe to embed something in it. We can follow up with engineering, but yeah, it's not something immediate roadmap for now.
I had a few more chat questions. Mel or Hillary, do you want to tease any new upcoming features for 2024 or 25?
Oh, there's so much. So there's more robust websites and website integration and multi-pages. Video is another thing we're working on. And letting you guys record your presentations and let people consume it if they want to listen to it versus just read it. More AI functionalities, of course. I think those are the ones I'm most forms. I really want forms. Those are my wish list items, basically. Hillary, if you have others you want to add.
No, those are the big ones that I can think of. I think those are also the ones that cover the most pain points for our customers right now. There are some other things too that are often requested, like chatbots, but especially the AI functionality, there's been a lot of requests for just that. And video, I forgot what it's called, having the hero image at the top of your site, which is something we don't fully support yet, things like that.
So if you got when you sign up to Gamma, there's share feedback, and if you go there, you can see actually you can add ideas. You're like, oh, I want to add this, or I wish you guys did this. But you can also see what other things people are requesting, like they want password protection for the website, or they want more folder capabilities, and you can upvote these. And we do push and give updates when one of it is shipped, and we do have a change log of it. Recently, we did an AI image dashboard where you can access all of the images. We did translate all cards. So you can see all of the things we did and things we plan on doing soon. I didn't want to
And
cover.
I was going to say, real people monitor the feedback site. So it's primarily myself, Nick, who's one of our other designers, Allison, who's another designer who you'll meet later on. So like we're reading these in real time and actively sharing them back to the team and often responding to y'all as well. So
yeah,
we definitely, that is not a black hole.
Yeah, we all read your feedback. We all try to prioritize based on what people want. We don't ignore our people. We really care about what you guys want. One thing I wanted to share real quick, because that's one of my favorite features, and we didn't talk about it, is smart layouts. And again, to access it, you can type smart and you can see all of the different options. Or you can come here in charts and diagrams, and you'll see them under smart layouts. What smart layouts are, easy way for you to showcase your info, as we said. So this pyramid is a smart layout. These image and text combo are a smart layout. The reason they're smart is because we did ways for them to easily adapt. First of all, if you have different screen sizes on mobile, it will automatically rescale and reflow to be vertical, and we would stack things around. The other reason is you can drag things around and we would automatically rearrange them for you. So you don't have to manually, again, move boxes. Also, they all have different. So you're like, I want images smaller, or I want them to be full, or maybe I want it to be one column. Everything is like one column, and you can control all of that. Maybe you want all of your text aligned to left or centered. And I want this to be circle. Why not? And we want smaller circle. But what's cool about it is when you click in its menu as well, you can convert this to any of these. So you don't like images with text? Cool, make it text boxes. You don't like that? All right, let's make it a timeline. You don't like this timeline because it's vertical, you can click direction and now it's horizontal. And maybe you don't want it to be two-sided, and maybe you don't want it to have lines, and you don't want it to be numbered. So you can do one click, change its colors. So it's very robust and fun, and you can change it into arrows, bar stats. These don't make sense here because we don't have stats. A funnel, and different just items. You can also say I want it to be icons with text, and then you can click on this. We'll edit it. We do have icons, a pre-made library. So let's see roller, or let's say market. And maybe this is for market demand. Maybe this is for market demand. And then you can just all of these images. Choose your icon. Competition. I'm not sure what an icon would be for that. I'm just gonna say love. Why not?
One thing I'll call out too, because in case folks go and immediately start adding icons to their gammas, there is a small bug with icons right now where they don't always export well. So that's something the team's currently working on.
So Mel, we have a few more questions. One was related to what you just mentioned. Did you say this is mobile friendly as well?
Yes. If you guys access the link did you, Hillary, send to the chat the view only link by any chance?
No, I don't think I grabbed that.
We do that. If you guys look at this on your phone, actually, let me put it in a QR code if you have your phone so you could scan it. So in Gamma, if you type /QR code, you can actually just put the URL and we automatically generate a QR code out of it. So if you scan this QR code now, you should be able to see this Gamma on your mobile.
That's really cool. And then a question from earlier, will you have the ability to dynamically convert my content into other content forms?
Dynamically to convert my content to other contact forms. That is something actually we've been toying with. So right now, actually one of our ambassadors pointed it out to me, and we're trying to make it even more friendly. But yes, so if we take this website and we go again to Gamma and we do create new and we say import file or URL, you can upload the PDF we just created, or we can paste this link that I just shared with you guys and click import since it's a URL. So the AI will try its best to, and I'm gonna say I want to turn this into a social media thing. I don't want it to be a presentation. I want to turn it maybe into a web page. Continue. And then the AI imported all of the content that I had in that slide deck. And then when you click, I'm gonna do split this for me.
Less than a minute left.
Yep, quickly, and you click continue, and then it's gonna generate basically whether you picked social media or a website or a slide deck, and I'm gonna pick a different theme, but it's gonna generate based on the content I just imported, which was this one. So that's a quick hack right now to do it. We're working on building an easier or a tool inside of Gamma and maybe convert to this immediately. But for now, to me, this is the hack. Create something with Gamma, export it, then re-import it, and then ask for a different format.
Yeah. And then one last request was to put the QR code back on the screen for the
Oh,
mobile.
sorry. There we go.
Yeah. I think
And I
that's
think we're
it
at
for
time.
time. Yeah.
One last thing we do want to share is we are offering a promo code for everyone who's attending today. Sorry, it is here. So if you sign up to Gamma, and you use the promo code AI Summit, it's only valid till it expires this Sunday. So next week you won't be able to use it, but it does give you 3 months of Gamma Pro, so you get to experience the whole magic yourself.
Thank you guys so
Awesome.
much. That was great.
Thank you so much for having us. We're excited to come back tomorrow with some site information.